Hi, Joe Muldowney here, and welcome to Running Shorts, the YouTube video series where I tried to make you a better runner by giving you advice and tips from my many, many years of running and coaching experience. And today's video is entitled, What Are You Gonna Do? Or should it be, What Are You Gonna Do? But whatever the title may be, it's important, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for joining me today on Running Shorts. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. It's very important. Subscribe to it or tell a friend about it and have them subscribe to this YouTube series. Now, it's the middle of summer. I'm currently sitting here waiting at the Myrtle Beach airport, and we're in a big old southern storm. We tend to look at a lot of things in our running experiences during the summertime. Heat, humidity. But there's one very, very, very important factor that you want to look at on your weather app, and that is called the dew point. DEW, just like that stuff, that liquid that's on your ground when you wake up in the morning sometimes. The dew point can really affect your running because it makes your running comfortable or it makes your running experience very, very oppressive. All right, the dew point essentially is the amount of moisture in the air. Now, I'm not a meteorologist or a scientist, so I can't get way into the weeds on that. But all I can tell you is you want to look at that dew point and you want to plan your running around that dew point. Here's the simple kind of formula. If you've got a dew point that's under 55, you're golden. The air is nice and light. It's very comfortable to run. 55 to 65, it's called uncomfortable. You get above 65, it goes into the extremely uncomfortable area. And if you live in the south of the Mason-Dixon line, you live in the Carolinas or south, you are going to experience dew points that are in the 70s. As a matter of fact, I went out for a run about a week ago, I guess, and the dew point was 77. I mean, you may as well have put a plastic bag over my head because that's what it felt like. And you combine that with high temperatures and you've got yourself a recipe for a very, very, very uncomfortable run. So, just a couple of pieces of advice I'd like to give you about this. First of all, if you can get yourself out of bed and get out of there, get out there early in the morning or when the sun goes down, the dew point may still be high, but you're not going to have that intense sun beating down on you. And of course, that combination is going to make the heat index factor. And that's going to make things, a 90-degree day feel like perhaps 105, which again is going to be very, very uncomfortable for running. So plan your day accordingly, plan your running workout accordingly, and try to, even if you can't completely avoid the dew point, try to minimize the dew point by not having so much of, the sun beating down, the heat factor. Get to the shade as much as you can. And of course, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You probably cannot hydrate enough during these summer months, especially when that dew point is high. Now, there's a second thing that I want to address because I have done this a lot in my running career. When I used to live up north in Pennsylvania, and I used to come down here to Myrtle Beach on vacation, which, inspired me to actually move here. You train up there, you train up in northern areas, and then you come down south. And again, to my international friends, I'm sure you have the same type of situation. You come down to the south and you're thinking, well, I'm in good shape. I'm going to run a race down here. Again, you are not accustomed to those high dew points. So again, run that race, have a great time, have a fun time, I should say, running that race, but your race time may not be as fast as you expect it to be because you are dealing with a much higher dew point. So, to wrap things up about this, what are you going to do? Well, what you're going to do is look at that dew point, check it out, plan your run accordingly, and again, not only plan your run accordingly, plan your future runs accordingly. Maybe you've got a long run scheduled. You might want to do that on a day when the dew point is 55 as opposed to a day when it's 68 or 70 because you're going to be much faster, and it's going to be much more comfortable if you're running a longer run. Same with a speed workout, which tends to be shorter, but still, you want to hit those fast times. And if you have to deal with the dew point, it just ain't going to happen, because again, you're just not, there seems to be just not enough air to take into your lungs. So look at the long range forecast, look at your daily forecast, plan, your week of running, plan a week ahead, I should say, of running. And if you do that, then running is going to be much more comfortable for you. Your times are going to be much better, and you're going to feel a lot better. But aside from that, drink. Water is still the best. I've really taken to lemon water. Man, if you're not a big, water fan like I'm not, and you just squeeze some lemon in there, man, it just tastes a lot better, and it's actually very good for you. So thanks for listening. Enjoy your running. We got, 5 more weeks to Labor Day, when things get really nice for running, and you can do it. But again, keep your eye on that dew point. And if you do, excuse the pun, you will feel much better. See you next time.